The Italo-Canadian Club of Kingston is releasing a book on the history of the Italians in Kingston.
It goes back way back in the 50s and even earlier.
We tried to focus especially on the young single men who came here in the 1950s by themselves with no families, and they had to find venues where they could meet and congregate together. And from that, the club was started.
The purpose of the book was to bring the history of the club to the Italian people in the community. The club has been around like over 50, 60 years, and yet no one has ever written anything about the club. So I think before these people were getting too old, or before we couldn't find any more research on them, we decided, let's put a book together.
The basic need was to document the activities, the feelings and the hardships and the good times that these young men had in the 50s.
They were lonely. When people left Italy and they came to Canada, they thought they were going to find a road full of dollar bills. Well, they didn't. They found a lot of hardship. It was very hard to be Italian in a new country.
It is so important for our children to have this document so that they will be able to refer to it in the future.
Maybe when they have a book in front of them, they will remember, oh, my mother, my father, my aunt, my uncle were so involved in the Italian community. They built this beautiful club for us to enjoy. I had my wedding there, and Assunta had her wedding there.
For students in the future who will be doing research on the Italians in Canada, that there is a representation of Italians in Kingston.
It was a big challenge. Some people are already passed away, and some people are kind of older now. Sometimes they get their little stories a little bit confused or mixed up. So you had to go over and over and ask people over and over again, well, what do you think, was it like this? So we would get different stories.
Phil Quattrochi always wanted to write this book, but he never managed to do it before his death, his tragic death. But he left a lot of notes behind. To be able to talk to the people, to meet with them and get to know them, that was very valuable for me.
It brings out the pride in us. That's what it is, the pride of being Italian.
We try to reach at the truth as much as possible. And I got one compliment from my brother. After he read parts of the book, he said, that's exactly how it happened. And to me, that was important, that we were able to hear what was going on and the feelings that these men had.